What's going on, guys? This is Joey Young coming at you with an update video. Today I want to give you guys an update on the 60p. It's September, so it's time for an update. Alright, so let's start with the tank overall real fast. Today it looks really nice, but the past couple weeks it has been pretty bad in terms of just algae. There's been an algae outbreak, and you can still kind of see like there's a little bit of like hair algae on the Erios and some of the moss here. It still has a bunch of algae. I kind of let this tank kind of overgrow and just do its thing, but the main thing that the algae kind of took off in terms of the hair algae was my SAE. My SAE kind of caught a like really bad like fungus, and he died pretty much. And I didn't have a real algae eater in here. I do have a mono shrimps and like one auto, but I don't think they can actually keep up with the algae control in the tank, because the lighting in here is actually pretty intense. So algae growth just grows, pretty heavily. So with loss of the SAE, the tank kind of like took off in terms of algae, and probably 2 weeks ago is when I kind of went in here and started scrubbing a little bit, trying to get it back to where it was before. And for the most part, today has been really good. Like last week, I did like over a 50% water change, and that seemed to help really well. And this week, I just did the standard water change, and obviously, it looks amazing. So today, I went to the local fish store. I picked up an SAE, a very small one, because they do get kind of big, and obviously, this is like only like a 17-gallon tank. And eventually, they'll grow pretty big. And what I normally do, if you guys are looking into getting an SAE or getting a really good algae eater, I highly recommend SAEs. They do a great job controlling and eating like algae, like just the basic hair algae and any other algae. And actually, what's really cool is they eat like the worst algae, which is like blackbeard algae. Those are like really hard to get rid of. And they eat those as well. So they're really good fish to have in your tank. My tip is you get them really small. Most local fish stores will carry them really small, and actually at that size they're really cheap. So you get them really small, you put them in the tank, you let them eat, you let them grow. And actually when they're younger, they tend to eat a little bit more to try to grow. It's just the way they are, and that's the way most fishes are. Like smaller fish, they tend to eat a lot more versus like the bigger fish. You get them small, and then when they get too big for your tank, go to your local fish store and literally swap them. Say like, hey, I got this size SAE, can I swap it for like a smaller one? And most fish stores are like, oh yeah, I'm getting a bigger fish for a smaller fish. Heck yeah, that's a steal. So that's what I normally do when they get to a certain size where it's too big for the tank. I either swap them to the next tank where it's like one size up for them. Or if they just get way too big, I just swap them for a smaller fish, smaller SAE, and go from there. So that's a really good tip for any of you guys that are looking to get an SAE but are worried that they're going to get too big for your tank. Alright, so the stock is pretty much the same. I got cherry rasboras. They're doing really great. They're really colored up. As you can see, they're just swimming around. Sadly, I don't see any more bumblebee autos. Probably like 3 weeks ago, I saw like 2, and then now I don't see anything. And maybe they are still here and I just don't see them because they're like in the forest somewhere. But I haven't seen them out and about, so I'm going to assume that they're probably gone. So right now it's really lightly stocked. The fish, it's just really just these nano fish, and it's really not anything crazy in this tank. And it's pretty relaxing. I may pick up a couple more of these little guys just to fill them in completely. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so let's talk about my Erios. My Erios like literally doubled in size since the last time you guys probably seen them. They do have a little bit of algae in there, but I'm not too concerned because the new SAE I got, he'll go in here and munch on these like probably within a couple of weeks, and it'll be all clean. But literally this, like these two here and maybe like this one back here, like literally doubled in size. So what I'm gonna have to do probably is, you see this little one here that's in between, it's getting blocked. I'll probably have to like move some across and probably move the moss away so that they can actually grow. And then of course in the back, I just have a bunch of bonsais. They're like literally taking over, and I've been cutting them and like slowly filling this side as well. I'm selling them as well, so like they slowly kind of disappear, and then I'm slowly planting them as I get more. And they look really awesome as like just a backfill. Like you can see, like this tank is just going to be all green. It's going to be so sweet looking. And then the far left, my sword, it's been growing like crazy. As you can see, like I've been trimming off a bunch of the leaves because like it would just cover this whole like top and shade everything where like
all the other plants would not get any light. So I eventually would have to cut these leaves and just only like let like 2 or 3 grow, and then like let the other ones kind of just get trimmed off.
Overall, the tank is doing really well. The one thing that I still have not figured out,
and I need to figure out how to do this or what to do, is the surface agitation. As you can see, it's just stagnant. So my lily pipe here is below the actual water, so there's going to be nothing that really agitates the water. I do have a spray bar here. I may consider like aiming it upwards so that it can kind of agitate the water, but I've been aiming it kind of down and below towards this area because this tank, as you know, I've been battling like cyanobacteria for years, and like it would come and go kind of thing. So I'm trying to like move like the tank with different kind of flow along the tank so that it can create like good flow, so no dead spots in areas. But I still haven't figured that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to aim this upwards so that we have at least some like really good gas exchange up here for the plants and also for the fish. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this tank so far. You know, it's going really well. I really don't have any other like livestock in here to talk about other than the plants. So if you guys have any comments, please leave them below. And until next time, guys, peace.